right. First up, y'all should have that very last page of the 2B packet out because we got to make sure that everyone did what they're supposed to. Okay. Greater than 3, 0. So we should have less than -1, greater than 1, have first 4, check. Or 8. Checky McChecky. On numbers 2 and 3, you did need to write something different next to them because those were those where you sketch the graph, and it turns out the whole graph isn't the answer. Part of it is. And that all comes down to whether you paid attention to that cheater chart of ours. The big moral of the story for these is if they're going separate directions and says the word or, you just shove the word or between two different inequalities. Make sure they're on the variable on the left like normal. The only time that I'm going to go monkey with things is if I have an and sandwich. If it says and they are overlapping towards each other, then I'm going to say from here to here with our special and sandwich inequality. Any of those we need to extra go through, double check? Okay. Down below that, you had to do a wee bit of solving. B. So hope we're actually checking these. Ah. And finally. Okay, bottom 6. Every one of them showed up as a regular and or. There were no weirdos where it was and or, but they were like overlapping, heading in the same direction. Those are those unicorn cases that sometimes we get. When you're solving them, usually they're going to end up like this. It's either and or. Okay. And again, we had like a solid half hour or so in class on Wednesday to work on these. I'm not worried about any of the word problems at the bottom. Word translations, good. We should know. Word translations with compound inequalities, that starts to get pretty tough. So I'm not going to really worry about those right now. If there's those handful of you that registered to head up into Algebra 1 and you want to go through a few of them later, I'm more than happy to do that. Okay? What's up? Okay. On 14, did we add 2, add 2? Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. P is less than or equal to 0 means close dot, left. Add 2, 1 plus 2 is 3. P is greater than 3. Open circle on 3, everything to the right. Sometimes we just have brain fart, that's okay. Anything else about those? I wanted to go through it real quick before. We have been on this for 3 days now. You owe me a daily check. Oh, wait. We did a day of words. We did 2-7, then 3 days of this. So that's 4. Today is day 5. No, your quiz is going to be on Tuesday. Haha. So if you would, last one for the packet. Get him. Shut your noisemakers. Y'all should be working. Oh, was anyone going to be in uh, the white 4 class? I mean, there doesn't need to be, but yeah. Now, next year, probably won't be able to do that. Um, but, I mean, I've always told y'all, and don't have to. In fact, it'd be better if you had someone in that one than this one, because this crew's fine. The other one's okay. We're we're okay. Yeah, there's a couple in there making choices, but there is every year. Just checking that it was a y'all decided that, which is cool, not a oh crap we forgot that. No, because I forget stuff all the time. We have 16 resource room at home, so we have to yeah spread them out. Yeah. Okay, the amount of verbosity says that we are all done with this. Okay. Couple of frantic shakes no of the head, so a minute of please relative silence to help them finish. And then I got presents.
What?
What's over there? Real present. I love it so much.
Oh, just put it in quarters. Thanks, Mr. Singh.
I love this. We're going to pop the right back. That's my favorite part of this whole thing. That's my favorite. I love it so much. So we make 37 extra copies.
Well, what was it? Between the two classes, I think I made 35 for, what, 28 kids? I'll still need to make more. But
2.7.
why you gotta be that way? Why you gotta be that way? Because there are 15 other people in this room that had no problem.
I didn't even touch it.
Okay. Okay. All right. We should have, is the first one an and or an or? Well, I'm hearing both. Go back and look at your cheater chart. How many times have we done these? Yes, it is and. Now, because it's an and, we get to write it as special and sandwich. You should have had -5 is less than x is less than or equal to 0. We don't go erasing and changing it. You mark what you did.
Yeah, I put and instead of the letter.
Okay. Now, if you said x is greater than -5 and x is less than or equal to 0, we'll be able to take 1 off instead of 2. Okay. Here I have x is less than or equal to 1 or x is greater than 3.
I got that one. That one I didn't get. I get 2 on. That one goes that.
Now, when we were making our own, we know we've got -3 here. We know we've got 2 here. We know we've got an open circle here. We know we've got an open circle here because less ink there, less ink there. If I were to sketch these, greater than -3 says go this way. This is kind of bass-ackwards. So real quick, I'm going to flop that so I know which way I'm going. X is greater than 2 tells me I would go this way. Because it says or, what's my answer?
-3.
From -3 onward, because with or you choose everything that's shaded. So your final answer should be x is greater than -3. Oh, that works too. As long as did you have some sort of final shading on there to say that it is the whole thing?
Yeah, I had both of them. And I had like the right one in the middle, and I circled the
Okay. Because you can't just light sketch them both and then walk away. You have to show us what your final answer is. That's why we made it. So, we should have, you know what? I'm just going to say whether you wrote as an and sandwich or not. I'm going to leave 2 for this one, 1 for this one, 2 for this one. Okay? So you get your full credit here if you got your signs right and you wrote it as and sandwich. If you wrote them separately, 1 off, as long as you have your inequalities correct. But if you just straight up missed the direction and whether it had a line and you didn't have as an and sandwich, okay, that's 2 off. This one, it's literally just write them both and put or between them. So either you got it or you didn't. And down here, I'm going to say 1 for having drawn them both the correct direction in the first place, and then for having chosen the correct final answer. Now, if you did not draw them both correctly in the off to the right in the first place, that's going to affect your answer. Let's say you drew them going separate directions. If that's the case, did you mark both as your answer and say or? Then I would only say 1 off. But if you had them going separate directions and said one or the other, okay, now it's 2 off because you graphed them wrong and you said the wrong thing. And if you're ever not sure, you just ask. Okay, you should now have the entire 2B packet finished.
Yeah.
Hold on to it because open notes, open everything. Quiz Tuesday, you will do this. But after the quiz on Tuesday, you will turn this in. So what's that? It's 27th today. Quiz Tuesday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. The likelihood is that for the Q3 midterm, we will have 2 quizzes in play. You will have your second quiz literally the day of midterms done, assuming we don't have any other crap happen. And you will have the 2B packet. I doubt we'll get through the 3A packet. Okay, so for the Q3 midterm, for the next grade check, you will likely have 2 quizzes, quiz 6, quiz 7, and then the 2B packet. So if you're one of those kids who maybe lost or burnt your 2B packet at the end of the semester because you didn't hear the 19 times I said to keep it, you better go back and fill in some stuff because that is going to represent roughly a third of your Q3 midterm grade. Please make sure you go back and fill that in if you had to get a whole new packet because you weren't listening the 19 times I said, don't get rid of this packet. Okay? Speaking of packets, we got a new one. Open up. 3A. It is thick. It got some extra C's on there. Frank? 3-1. Okay. I hope that today is going to be easy peasy for you. Because this should have been one of the few things that was absolutely burned into your retinas last year. We know how to graph by table, and that is round 1. If I say y equals this junk with x, we always just chose junk to put in there, right? Do you remember our rules if we're going to graph by table for what things to choose? If I got to talk over you, you two are going to separate ends of the room. I'm tired of it. Yes. What are our 3 rules for the things that we choose if we have to go by table? I know they put a table there for us. What is our 3 rules? What kind of numbers do we want to choose when we make a table? Y'all just had a final. If we're graphing by table and we are picking numbers for a table, we said there are 3 rules that we want to use for numbers to choose to put in for x. Okay, we want, if you need to write them, rules for table. Okay, there's another one. Rule number 1, choose things on the graph. If they provide a graph for you, choose numbers on the graph. If they give me a graph next to the equation and it goes from -5 to 5, it's pretty dumb to choose 28, right? 2, Emily said, I want to choose negative, 0, and positive numbers if at all possible. I want to see what's going on both sides of this graph. And 3, Leighton, say that again. Yeah, there we go. I want to choose multiples if I have a denominator. So if I got a denominator, I want to choose them. This one, I do not see a denominator smashed in there with x. Denom. Denominator. You know, sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to do math. I'm the denominator. Okay. No. If I tried and do a Arnold Schwarzenegger accent, I just end up sounding like Austin Seals. Because he tried to do that impression all the time, and it was not good. So I know that mine's not good. They give me a table. Notice that those numbers are between -5 and 5. They have a negative, a 0, and a positive. And I don't have x over 5 or anything like that, so I didn't have to worry about multiples. You plug them in. -2, 0, 2. What is a negative 2? 2. What's 2 minus 2? 0. What is a -0? 0. What's 0 minus 2? 2 minus 2. Lies.
4.
-4. What's up?
Those are supposed to be a -1 and a 1.
What?
It's supposed to be a -1 and on this side. It says.
Oh, the book just straight up has some typos in here. I ain't taking credit for their crap. My table down here says negative 202, so let's just say negative 202. You don't get diddly. I ain't taking credit for them. No. All right. I'm already ashamed that in 1 week you got more than you did in 2 months last time. Okay. All right. Plot your points. Do you need to put that cheater on there? If you need that cheater because you keep screwing these up, then put it on there. Use the resources to help you. Okay, x's go from negative to positive, y's go from negative to positive, left to right, up to down. You can also just put negative x here, positive x here, negative y here, positive y here. Okay, you don't have to write that stuff. I'm just saying it might help you. Plot your points. Negative 2, 0. Which direction am I headed? Left or right, up or down? Negative 2, 0 says left 2, no up or down. Dot. 0, negative 2. And 2, negative 4. Okay. Whoa, we're like already crooked. Here we go. And then you'd get a straight edge and connect the dots. I understand that some of us remembered the Holy Grail from last year. Look at the top of the page. Y equals mx plus b. Okay. Come on, Frank. There we go. Okay. How many of you remember how this works? I will start at the point 0, negative 2 because it's a y-intercept. Negative 1 is a number in front of x, so I call that my slope. Negative 1 has to be, and this is the same problem. Negative 1 over 1 is how I write that as a fraction so that I can compare down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. And if I can go down 1, right 1, then I can also flip the script and say up 1, left 1, 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 connect the dots. Try to make it straight. Okay? So, if you don't remember that, up at the top, we're going to write some stuff. You can always fall back on table. Table is how I can graph anything. And in chapter 3, we are going to graph stuff that ain't lines. We're going to graph parabolas. We're going to graph absolute value. I might even throw a cubic in there at you. You can graph parabolas. It's a U. Okay? Look right up there above Tegan's head. Positive and negative parabolas will go up or down like that. Okay? Well, the equation itself is called a quadratic. The graph is called a parabola. Okay? Yes, it is, and we're going to learn it at the end of this semester. Okay. Ready, ready. Hey. they just identify what slope and y-intercept are like this. I want you to write something else next to it. When I have y equals mx plus b, that is called slope-intercept form. And it's called that because it has the slope is a number and the y-intercept is a number. It just tells me what they are. Okay? This is at the top of 3-1. Instead of slope, I want you to write, do you remember rise and run? But did you ever write your arrows next to it like this? How many times when you were graphing these did you just, you finish the problem, you look at it, and you're going the opposite direction of where you're supposed to? Okay? Y'all, if you struggle at math, the likelihood, the statistical probability that you are dyslexic or dyscalculic. Dyscalculia is a thing. It's like numbers float on the page, right? I screw up numbers. I can't numbers. Literally, numbers switch places when I'm looking at them. Okay? There's also something called dysgraphia. Dysgraphia is a character representation, like symbols and graphs and pictures, just do not connect to your head. Okay? It's like someone trying to do the pickle race thing on the windows at Burger King, and it just bounces off. Okay. Okay, I'm not telling you. So, oh yeah, just plop on back there. You throw the pickles at the window, they smack, and then they slowly slide down. Whoever wins, it's stupid. Okay. There you go, sir. Okay. That's the only reason you should ever touch a pickle.
What?
Pickle's nasty.
I like pickles.
Pickle's nasty.
The only acceptable pickle is a kosher is the
Dill pickle.
I'd have to
the
say
tiny
those
little
like sweet
Yeah,
ones.
the dill pickle, the little small
the
pickles.
tiny one. If it's not the tiny pickle, I don't want it.
The tiny good. They're delicious.
No sweet.
And they're delicious.
I
The dill ones are really good.
Boy, are we off task right now. Okay. I would like you to replace M and B with this stuff. Okay. Slope is a ratio. It's a comparison. How far up or down do I go for every box I move over to the right? And then the other one, see how I wrote it as a coordinate, 0, B? Meaning it's the y-intercept. It's where I cross the y-axis. So when they say 2/3 x minus 1, this is in the start here spot. I'll go to the y-axis and I will start here. Next to this, is this a positive number or a negative number?
Negative. Positive.
I heard both.
It's negative. That's negative.
Is 2/3.
That's positive.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the y-axis.
Oh yeah, no, that's just miscommunication. I am now pointing at 2/3. Since this is positive, look at the arrows. I'm going to go up and then to the right. And in fact, I would strongly recommend that you get in that habit of writing that next to your graph. Put 2/3 up and right like this so you don't screw it up. How many times have you just screwed up? I went the wrong direction. I went left instead of right. Okay? So I'm going to go up 2, over to the right, 3. Up 2, over to the right, 3. And the nice thing about putting those arrows is it allows you to backtrack. Because if I can go up and to the right, Can't I also now go down and to the left? By putting the arrows on there, you're allowing yourself to say, if I go up the stairs, I can also go down the stairs. I can go down to left 3. I can go down to left 3. If I put the arrows next to the slope, it will keep me headed in the correct direction. And after that, boy, does slope-intercept get real easy, because it's all about just counting boxes. So head over to checky number 2. Where is my y-intercept? Remember, mx plus b. If you need to write next to this, y is rise over run. Up is positive, down is negative, run is left to right like a book, x plus yint, y-intercept. Move that box over. There we go. So my y-intercept is going to be at the point 0, 1. Go put a dot at 1, specifically 1 where? Up, down, left, or right. Make sure that you are on the y-axis. It's a y-intercept. So I put a dot there. Graph another point using the slope. The slope is -5/2. So is this a positive or negative number? So am I headed up or down? But make sure that you still say to the right. My rise will be down 5. My run will be right 2. I know it says rise is down 5, and that sounds weird, but rise just means up or down. Okay. Think about, remember back in elementary school when you had to do all those lame concerts? You stood on the risers, right? You could either be higher or lower on them, or I suppose all the choir kids still are, right?
They're not lame.
I hated those things so bad. They always put me in the back because I was taller than the other kids.
Yeah, I did that.
Which meant I was going to wobble the second someone bumped into me and I was going to fall off.
I used to be the tallest kid in my entire grade until I think 5th grade, and every guy in my class got a freaking growth spurt.
Yeah. All right. So,
I have a question about the quiz.
yeah.
So we're taking that Tuesday.
Roger.
Yeah. When are we doing the practice quiz? Are we doing the practice quiz?
The same day.
The same day. Oh,
Remember? Review quiz. Same thing we did all first semester.
Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you.
The only reason we changed it up for the final is because it was bigger.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. From this point, I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right 2. Now, I am able to reverse that. If I went down and right, I can also say up and left. From this point, I'll go up 5, left 2. I'm a little bit off-road, but I can see where it's going to be. Use a straight edge. At the very least, the whole lot of you should have your school ID on you. That, driver's license, Qdoba gift card, I don't care. Everyone should have a straight edge of some kind. Connect the dots with a straight edge. It is considered customary to have 3 or more points to make a line, because that way they should all line up and I won't wiggle it a little bit and see that I'm off. Connect the dots. And that is so much faster than graphing by table. Now these are tricks that work just for lines. we had to go back through how to do stuff by table because not everything's a line. When I say not everything's a line, I do mean it. Y'all, come back in here in about 2.5 months. When pre-calc is doing this.
Those are the
No.
yeah, those are the quadratic. No, and then you do the vertical line to parallel.
Those are the same
Don't do the vertical line
as
to
That is an inverse trigonometric function. That is inverse sine. You don't even know what those words are. Okay? Y'all, functions can get weird. So we had to practice going by table because I'm not joking, all the way up into pre-calc, we graph stuff by table. Because that's the only way you can do more complicated ones. Thankfully, there's easy tricks to do lines. Put dot here, count boxes. And I think we're okay with that. So, these ones are by table. Show me that you still can do by table. They even gave you the table. It's not that hard. Show me that you can do basic arithmetic and plot by table. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see that.
license.
Yeah, this guy should get to work.
Oh.
So,
I have a question. I'm like lost on these ones. How did you get the 2, the 0, and the 2, and then do these?
well, they gave me the table, so these are the numbers I plugged in.
Oh, so then you just plug them into your this
Yep,
this
and you
part.
can calculator it if you want to. I was taking everywhere there was an X, I was replacing with those numbers. Just like we did first semester.
Okay. So then I just take these and put these here.
Yep, so if you say X is -2, you replace it with -2.
And then I just do
5 times -2?
times -2. I have no idea.
Go ahead, press buttons.
You can destroy it for so many other things.
It's
Plus 5.
20. No. -5. So then, oh, okay, I get it.
So then I'll go plot the
Yep.
point, back 2, down 5.
Okay, now I get it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. You're plugging stuff in. Okay, everywhere that there was an X, you're going to put these. That's why there's a bunch of parentheses. I'm going to plug these in because they gave me those numbers with the table. What's 5 times -2?
-10.
Plus 5.
-15.
Nope. Plus 5. You owe me.
-5.
Yeah, you owe me $10. You pay me 5.
-5.
So now I have the coordinate -2, -5. I'll go back 2, down 5. Now I'll plug in a 0. What's 5 times 0?
0.
Plus 5.
5.
So now I'll go graph the coordinate 0, 5.
So it's going to be straight up.
0, 5. Remember,
Alright.
okay,
So, plug in 2.
plug in 2.
7.
No.
No, 10. Plus 5. 15.
Yep.
So there you go.
Put your 15 here. Plot the point, 2, 15.
Look, 2.
No.
Oh,
That's
right.
positive 2.
Right, 2.
That's positive 15. There you go.
Mr. Sullivan.
See how they all line up?
Yep.
Now get your straight edge. Yee.
So it'd be
Yep.
10 over 5. Still don't really know how to do this.
All right. So
Use a 5, right?
you're plugging numbers in here. X is a placeholder.
Yeah.
You're saying, I don't know what this is, so I'm going to start guessing and checking numbers.
So I just put any number.
Well, they told us the numbers this time. They told us -2, 0, and 2.
So I put -2.
Put -2 there. Say,
0, 2.
5 times -2.
-10.
Plus 5.
5.
-5. Go put it in that spot in your table.
Right here?
Yeah.
And then 5 times 0 is 0 plus 5 is 5.
And then I go, remember this, -x means left, -y means down. I'm going to go left 2, down 5. Make dot.
Earlier on here you said go down 5 and then you went right here. That's like
I was going down 5 from this point.
Because I was like, I put a dot there. And
If I'm just plotting coordinates, I always go from the center. But if I'm using my slope to make steps, then I'll go from each point. No, that's a good clarification.
Am I in the right vicinity? I think I messed up somewhere.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I know for real.
Because
I think I messed up.
why'd you put these in?
That's I thought you were supposed to.
It's okay. It's okay. 0 and 2 are on that list. 0 and 2 are on that list. So that's why they're all goofy, is because it doesn't match. With 0, you got a 5. With 2, you got a 15. So let's just replace this one. Here. Easy fix. Okay. 5 times -2.
-10.
Plus 5.
-5. Oh yeah.
Okay. So now plot those points. Left 2, down 5. Careful with the scale.
Oh no.
Yep. No left or right, up 5. There you go.
Okay, that looks better for me. I was like, I think I'm actually doing something wrong here. I got this one figured out. By 0, then I just
You're dumb. Put the -2 in there, dog.
Yeah, because no, I didn't. Because I copied that.
See, you
Maybe
just gotta
your own
use Siri,
calculator. I
bro.
blew my own thing.
Siri knows what you're doing.
For this one, do we just add anything so I could just?
Not anything. See how there's no number out there?
Yeah.
What's nothing?
0.
So you start at 0.
Oh shoot.
And then slope. Alright. -2, 0, 2 gets me a -5, 5, and 15 respectively. Look like most of us got those. Left 2, down 5, make dot. No left or right, up 5, make dot. Right 2, up 15, make dot. Grab a straight edge, connect dots. Contestant 2, -2, 0, and 2. Respectively, I get a negative times a negative is positive. Half of 2 is 1. 1 minus 3 is -2. Anything times 0 is 0. 0 minus 3 is -3. -1 minus 3 is -4. Left 2, down 2. No left or right, down 3. Right 2, down 4. That's off. Yeah, there we go. Connect dots.
I guess I just
Okay. Graphing table. Graphing by table is something that we did first semester. This should just be review for us. But we're reviewing this because this is your fallback option. Okay? If you get lost in it, you can always come back to do it by table. I've tried for 8 years to change my phone number at Safeway and they won't, like it never works. I'm still using my wife's old phone number from 12 years ago to get gas. Just have to, yeah. All right. Yes, sir.
On number. Oh, never mind.
All right. Whoop. Then you flip the page and now they say, but there's an easier way. I really do not want to talk over people. It's funny, I see 4 people there, and I see tables available to literally just.
We were actually doing math. We were seeing how long ago 5th grade was.
My God.
It's true.
All right.
It's 6 years. That's 5.
Look at number 3. What's my y-intercept? What's in the B spot, right? So where am I putting my first dot? It's important that we say 0, 4 or 4 on the y-axis. The slope. -5, 6. So when I see it's a negative number, I'm always going to go left to right like a book so that I don't screw this up. And it says -5, so I go up or down? Negative go down. If I'm always going left to right, negative goes down. That helps me to down 5, right 6. From here. From this point, I'm going to go down 5, right 6. And we need a straight edge because, let's be honest, I've seen some of you try to make a straight line. Okay. Also, we talked about this when we graph by table. Y'all run that line off of both sides of the map. I don't want to see this.
That's not straight at all.
If I see this, you, me, skate park after school, that is nasty.
I've been telling you for the past couple of months now. I got you. But every time I go after school to the skate park, you're never there.
I'm always here working with kids.
Your follow-through skills really suck.
That's very true. That's called executive dysfunction right there. Goes we.
Trust me. Every time I have an essay, I usually type it up.
All right, number 4. It says to identify the y-intercept. What's B if there's nothing there? 0. Remember that if I have an x just kind of floating out here, I know there's a 1 in front of it because there's something here. I have to put 1 as a placeholder. But if there's literally nothing there, you could just write 0. So where am I starting? 0 where?
In the middle.
In the middle.
Big kid words. Origin. Okay? 0, 0 is the origin. The slope is identified to be 1/3. So it's positive. I'm always going to run to the right 3. And if it's positive, will I go up or down? 1. Up 1. And again, y'all make those arrows. Tell yourself this is up and to the right. Because if I go up 1, right 3, see how I run out of room to go up 1, right 3 again? If I put those little arrows on there, what else could I put next to it? Instead of up right, I can go down left. I could go down 1, left 3, and see how it lines up with the other 2. Those arrows can help us not screw this up. I know that a big part of what y'all got wrong with these last year was we'd get our y-intercept right, we'd get the ratio between rise and run right, but we'd probably always end up in the wrong direction. Those arrows will help you with this. Get your straight edge, connect the dots. Run it all the way off the map. Number 5, they're walking us through step by step again. But I think we're good because of the amount of verbosity coming out of that middle table, and this is now the 4th time I have had to talk over. I would like you to run numbers 5 through 9, check with your table, and let's see if we're getting these right. This should be a quick, easy lesson. Because this is one of those things that should have been pounded into our heads. And if we got questions, we need to ask. 5 through 9, go.
Could I do that? Could I just make my own, or
Yep.
go an X with 3? Or 3 numbers or whatever?
Yep.
Okay.
I'd rather you did it by slope intercept now.
Like, so we only use the rise over run for the fraction ones. And then for these, we just do what we've done in the past.
Okay, this is what happens when we're zooming ahead. Y'all, this is a rational number because it can still be written as a fraction. My y-intercept is 1. My slope, -2 over 1. I can turn any whole number into a fraction by putting it over 1. Which means I can go down 2, right 1. Yes, you can do it by table. Like that is our fallback option. When we're stuck, do it by table. But you can write this as a fraction.
Well, would you count it wrong if I wrote it as a table?
Nope.
Oh, alright.
But I just want you to know that's why. We don't only do slope-intercept form because of fractions. We do it because it's a line.
Yeah.
Careful there, you sound like Robert. Yep.
Can you check this thing? Always had problems with this type of stuff.
Your slope is okay, but you started in the wrong spot. This is a y-intercept. Y-axis.
That makes sense.
What would you give this? Because this one has a -2. Did you go to -2?
Sometimes it's just but not all. Depends on what you want.
From the negative.
I just say it, but yeah. There's a reason why I know this is not part of town.
So here, no.
I am. I know it is.
Just slow down, right.
I'm just saying, my Donna, she used to do this all the time.
This is up that way. Why right there? Why is right there?
And I'm like,
Why?
yeah.
Why
I was
is
like,
that?
hey, remember when I was like 5 and you were doing this and I asked why you were doing that?
And it's X over Y. Why do you?
We go, what, 2 days ago, they were right next to it. Of how many that and over how many
Sorry, I was trying to secure food. What's up?
You okay?
Yep. This whole ankle's held together by screws and pins and wires and stuff. Occasionally the scar tissue gets pinched in the joint.
Oh, sorry.
10 times worse than getting something caught in a zipper, because it's inside your ankle and it rolls like this and you feel it pull. Yummy.
Not yummy.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's also right here. And right here.
What is this? What is that? Are you trying to torment me?
What you got?
Number 7. I don't even want to talk to you anymore. I know that's 0, but like we're confused on like what it means. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Any number can be written as a fraction by putting it over 1.
Oh, we do that with the.
And you do that with number 8 as well. I'll borrow this for a second. It's taking a beating.
I can't do this. That was my final straw.
The very, very first injury was football. I just had an idiot coach who was throwing stuff at our feet during a drill. Think fast. My ankle went sideways, and you know that sound when you pull a chicken wing apart?
So for 8, would you just go over 2? It would be 0.
Cool with that?
Yeah.
So write -2 over 1.
Okay.
We always go to the right. Is this positive or negative?
Negative. So I'm gonna go down.
So from 1, you go down 2, right 1.
Okay.
Down 2, right 1.
So these are wrong.
So you start here.
Okay. So 1. Be here.
From there, you write your slope so you can put your arrows next to it. Down 2, right 1. Down 2, right 1. Down 2, right 1. Down 2, right 1.
Okay.
Symbol of power.
So confused.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say like that. That's symbol of power.
Yeah, let's not do that because that's symbol of white power and anti-Semitism.
Okay. Yeah, why'd you do that? Why'd you tell me to do that?
You didn't do that. That's symbol of power. You were wrong.
Because he's a sex trafficker and that's power over women.
It was fake. He was in jail for like three hours.
He made bail because he's got money. He's going back in, dude.
He's loaded.
I say that. I just thought the judge. Fuck.
No, I did it.
You did it. You did it. You did it.
What's up?
You know, I have the kid now. I graduated papers.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's literally gonna be my entire. That's gonna be my senior quote. No, seriously, and then in the yearbook.
You know what?
I'm a big kid now.
I'm hearing a lot of verbosity. Layton, 6, go.
Okay. I'll do 8.
Okay.
Get out of the way.
You can't both write at the same time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Stay back.
It'll keep drawing lines between your two markers. Correct. Tia, let's get you up there for 7. Emily wants 9.
That's too easy. You have to believe me. Make yourself look. And you always like just like. Oh, you know what? I still hope.
Okay, where do you start?
No, I had to erase it because the lines keep like not lining up.
Because that third point you had was off.
Yeah, I know. Wait, is it like third point? This one?
Yeah, so you got to point at 0, 0. From there, up 3, right 1. There you go.
Yeah, I think I was looking at it.
Yeah, they didn't win it this year.
Oh my god. Don't look at that. Don't look at that.
I want to make sure.
I just want to make sure.
No,
We don't
let's
want that.
run it back. 9 versus Chiefs.
I am headed
Or Joe Burrow back on his bench. The second week.
Tables being separated if I have to repeat myself in 3, 2, 1. Hi. All 4 of those are correct. Check your work against them. How'd we do? Okay. So that says to me that we remember slope-intercept form, which is good. This is the thing that was supposed to be just pounded into your heads last year. You go ask your parents. You go ask grandma. You go ask Uncle, I don't know. What's a like 40-something dude name? Uncle Dale. Go ask Uncle Dale. Okay? Go ask Uncle Dale what he remembers about high school math, about algebra. And one of the only things that they'll be able to say is mx plus b. I don't know. That's all I got. Because it's drilled into their heads. This is that important.
On March 2nd, when I see my Uncle Cody, I will look at him and be like, what do you remember from high school math?
You have
Okay.
Uncle Cody as well.
All right. Look over at this one. It's got words with it. I know y'all get scared about words, but what do you see inside those words? Where are you starting?
Disgusting.
But y'all, this part is super important. What is the slope? This is why I want you writing this, is because can you go up 3 and write 1 with that graph? You're going to be a little bit off-road. Do you have enough space to make a decent line? If I go up 3 and write 1 for this, and then I try to make a line between those two, Y'all, the more points you have and the further apart they are, the more accurate you are. Think about like the barrel on a gun, okay? Any of you do any side shooting, competitive shooting, just, right?
I shoot,
Okay?
but I shoot bow and arrows.
Y'all, even games, even video games, if you're trying to hit someone that's on the other end of the map, are you going to do that with a little snubby revolver, or do you need a rifle that's got some aiming power, right? You need a longer barrel. This is not going to be accurate. So what I'm going to do is reverse the flow. If this is right and up, I'm going to go left and down. And that's going to get me more points. Left 1, down 3. Left 1, down 3. Now look at that. That's like those old Bugs Bunny cartoons where the guy pulls the little revolver out of his gun and it's like, and it's this little revolver with like a 3-foot barrel on it. Okay, that is Wabbit season right there. Okay, connect the dots, and this sounds like we know what we're doing. Look right below that, and it says, check them skills. Flip the page. Make it all the way through number 22. All the way to the stop sign. We know this.
I just have